Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SE Talk. Heute mein letztes Interview für diese Woche von diesem Trip. Bei mir, muss auch noch gleich mal sagen, ich habe einen Conflict of Interest, besitze selber die Aktie, habe am letzten Placement teilgenommen, bin auch relativ froh. Die Company, Natural Splendid, neben mir ist der Greg, wie immer sozusagen. Ich bin ja, wenn ich hier rüben bin, mache ich mit ihm ein Interview und sie haben sensationelle Zahlen vom zweiten Quartal bekannt gegeben. Greg, thank you to have time again.
Thank you very much for having me.
After our last interview, some things are happened what I really recommend. One, I said before, I'm a shareholder now too.
Yes.
I coming through the last placement to you, what you are doing really great. But what makes me really happy is your last results.
Absolutely.
That's looking amazing. I told it also in the interview was with us before your stock going very well, and I find the news are not showing up like this the share price, but now is the opposite, where the share price is okay, it's running fine the last few weeks, but it's still low compared with the numbers what you're coming up.
Yes.
So, but maybe fill us first a little bit in the numbers from the second quarter.
Absolutely. It was very exciting for Q2 results, Joe. We were able to have gross revenues of 3.6 million, gross profits of 1.8 million, but what is really important to our shareholders, building shareholder value, is we had a net operating profit of $855 million. As you and I have discussed many times, the strategy for Naturally Splendid was to get cash flow positive. And we do this through the four divisions. We have an export division, and we have a processing division, retail line, and then more of an IP, cannabinoid extraction opportunity. And we wanted to get cash flow positive, not knowing exactly the combination of divisions that would help us achieve that. As it turns out, our export division is up and running and doing very well. Our processing facility in Saskatoon is profitable. Our retail lines are ahead of last year's sales, and this combination has allowed us to be cash flow positive. So Q2 of 2016 was a pivotal point for Naturally Splendid.
So, but this was Q2. How looks Q3, 4, and maybe next year? What's your planning?
You know what? We plan on to build on the successes that we've had. We have focused our energies right now on South Korea. The demand continues to be strong from there, but we also know we must extend our clientele. Q3 has just been completed. The financials are not out yet, so obviously I cannot comment on that. But the results will be out shortly. But as far as the company in Q3, we continue to make inroads to additional countries for expansion of our exports. We continue to build our resources and our IP. The opportunity now that we're cash flow to focus energies and resources towards more of our proprietary products and technologies, specifically omega extraction and formulation, hemp omega, and the cannabinoid extraction formulation, as well as cannabinoid products. We are now able to focus our energies towards that and recreate the same success that we have had in our exporting, our processing, and our retail lines. So now we want to make Division 4 as successful as our previous 3 divisions.
Great, sounds really great. There is one, or I think one point what hold the share price a little bit down. It is this private placement what you already have. Do you say when it's come to end, or what do you think? Then I think really when the financing run, normally the stock is not really moving.
Sure.
You're doing well in this situation. I'm great, but the numbers speak for itself, I think. But I think the next push coming when they close this financing.
You know what? Agreed. And traditionally, that's what you would see in the market, is exactly that. Recently, we made a news release to increase our private placement from 2.5 million to 4 million, which was accepted by the exchange. That might look almost contrary to the length of time that the private placement has been open, because it has been open for a while. So I guess the question being, why would we go from 2.5 million to 4 million? We believe that the sector is strong right now. We had additional interest in the private placement, and we very much are confident that that $4 million level will be filled. And then once that's filled, of course, then we will there's a potential to see price increases as the private placement is closed, because that's just the natural reaction of the market.
No, that's what I think. When the private placement is done, then it should go high.
And once again, in the sake of forward-looking statements, of course, we're not making price predictions.
No, but this is my point of view. So, but what are you doing with the money?
You know what we're able to do right now is secure additional inventory. The amount of product that we're moving to Korea and the volumes top line sales that we're creating take a lot of inventory. And if we want to continue to grow at the pace that we have been growing, of course, additional inventory is required. So this is to secure grain from farmers in Canada, and the majority of those grains will be moved through exports. And this is where the business model has been successful. Now we're just increasing our orders, so therefore we hope to increase our end sales as well.
Okay. So the money do you use for this inventories?
Correct.
So. Okay, that's also a good sign. I think that you really strongly believe that you can growing forward this business.
Absolutely, we want to continue the growth. We grew from 2014 to 2015. We've grown in Q1 and Q2. As I said, we don't have results for Q3 yet, but our expectations are to continue this growth pattern.
So to summarize, this stuff is yes, you're working on private placement. I believe when you are closed, then the share price is more open than now. You're doing well in this period, I must say. For sure, you cannot say something about the third quarter. Then the numbers are now working on it, but it looks good. So like Q1 was good, you're working on it. You increase the private placement. That means also you use the money for the inventories. That looks for me that you see revenues, then without them you don't buy inventories. So in general, I must say it looks great.
It's been a very good 2016. We hope to finish as strong as we've started and continue to build this company and build shareholder value through 2017.
And also you're looking for a new customer. Also, you are now strictly focused on much focus on South Korea, but you're looking for other opportunities too.
Absolutely, always looking to expand opportunity.
Perfect. I think this was a great update, short and sweet. Ja, das war ein kurzes, aber ein gutes Update. Also Zahlen kann man nicht nennen, drittes Quartal läuft gerade. Also es wird gerade läuft gerade bei den Auditors durch und da kann man natürlich nichts sagen, das ist klar. Aber erstes Quartal war sehr gut, zweites Quartal war sehr gut. Was mich ein bisschen nicht stört oder gehemmt hat den Aktienpreis, war sicher das Private Placement. Das läuft nach wie vor noch. Sie haben das erhöht von 2,5 auf 4 Millionen. Und ich habe gefragt, was macht er mit dem Geld? Sie kaufen Inventories ein, also sie kaufen Lagerbestände ein. Das ist ein extrem gutes Zeichen, weil sonst kann man ja keinen Umsatz machen. Dass er auch damit rechnet, dass er den Umsätze weiter fortsetzen kann auf einem höheren Niveau. Deswegen braucht er höhere Inventories. Und von daher, wenn das Placement geclosed ist, wenn dann die Zahlen auch fürs dritte Quartal rauskommen, do you have expectation when the numbers of the third quarter coming out?
I believe they should be ready in the next 2 to 3 weeks is the timing.
Okay. Also in den nächsten 2-3 Wochen sollten die Ergebnisse kommen und wenn die genauso gut sind wie die vom zweiten Quartal, dann ist der Aktienkurs sicher um einiges höher. Ja, das war's von mir, von Splendid, Vancouver, Oktober 2016.
Thank you very much, Joe. Always a pleasure.